how it's supposed to feel.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another test. As per request, but we'll be testing 3 vendors, so no mystery guest for today. So we'll be testing ZoneAlarm, Extreme Security, Sophos Home, and we will be testing G-Data Total Security. So with Sophos and G-Data, we'll look at them now. So with ZoneAlarm, not really much that you can change. You have the antivirus section, you can quarantine, exceptions, full scan, scan to folder, and scheduled scans. For some reason, I cannot disable the scheduled scans. So I've just made them further into the future just to make sure that they're not scanning while we're testing. Exception, we have our script that's excluded. Okay, we're going to head over to firewall. Also, just zone rules. You can edit the rules. These are just the rules that ZoneAlarm created itself. Firewall settings, so trusted network, it's medium, public is high. And then firewall events, when we go to web secure, anti-phishing, safe browsing, all of this is enabled. Content filtering, I pre-selected all the built-in categories. Threat enumeration, etc., etc. Then we've got our hacking, which is anti-ransomware and keylogger. So exceptions, script, and anti-keylogger. And that's that for ZoneAlarm. We can hop over to Sophos. Now Sophos, as you guys know, it's cloud-based, so we need to do it in the browser. So under protection, we have real-time protection. Everything is enabled. I did not create an exclusion for Sophos. I want to see if it actually stops that. I'm actually considering now to remove the script or the exclusion for ZoneAlarm as well. Exploit mitigation, everything's enabled. Risk reduction is enabled. Okay, we're going to hop over to ransomware. Selected, web, selected, scan HTTPS traffic. Check the files that are downloading. Okay, web filter. Okay, and that's the website decryption. I think let's block all of these for the inappropriate stuff. No, let me disable. Okay, I think that's that. And then privacy and webcam protection, and that's that. Now if we hop over to G-Data. Okay, so under general, standard computer, security is optimum, speed, and etc. Okay, antivirus, both engines, disinfect and copy to quarantine. Infected files, infected archive, I think maybe for infected files, let's say move to quarantine. Exceptions, let's maybe add it here as well. So I haven't really tested G-Data really before because I always had issues where it interferes with the script and everything gets stuck on a fairly early basis. And I've never really found a way past that. So we'll see what will happen today. So under advanced, okay, exceptions. So autopilot, so I'm removing that. So I want to see all the pop-ups to see what it's doing. So yeah, so I've got no idea if I'm going to have the same issue with G-Data today. Browser plugins, we did install it for Edge. And this is pretty much that. Okay, spam. Okay, firewall, set to standard security. And we're going to apply that, and yeah, that's that. So let's quickly get the protection disabled and then we can start the test. Okay, so now we've all got all the malware samples extracted. There is a little bit of a sample count difference on ZoneAlarm. For some reason it keeps on removing and not really copying the other malware. So we've got 3,654 on ZoneAlarm. We've got 3,661 on GData, and then we've got on Sophos 3,660. So we've got a little bit of a sample difference, but I don't think it will really make much of a difference. So we'll obviously just keep that in mind. Let's just close all this. So while we're here, with ZoneAlarm, I'm not aware of any option for you to actually check for updates. I think it's more of a cloud-based type of antivirus solution, because, yeah, like I've mentioned, there's no real way of actually checking for updates. Now on Sophos, I know you can do it like so, and then we're going to hop over to GData. Okay, so it seems like GData is up to date. Sophos seems like it's updating. Okay, let's give them some time to do the updates and then we'll start the test. Okay, so that only took a couple of seconds. So Sophos is now up to date, as you guys can see, 12:46. And GData is also up to date. So I'm not sure who's going to start removing malware first as soon as we enable the security. So I think I'm going to hop over to just quickly to Sophos. Okay, so I think let's get the protection going. Oh no, schedule scans, they need to stay off. Okay, so I think everything else enabled. Should take a couple of seconds for Sophos to get notifications to enable all the protection. Okay, enable firewall. Okay, now GData is enabled. Let's hop over to ZoneAlarm. Okay, now it says all protection is enabled. Yeah, so as you guys can see, ZoneAlarm is good to go. And then Sophos should be good as well. Okay, Sophos status is green. Everything is enabled. Okay, so now it is the first test, which is the website test. Let's hop over to GData. Okay, so let's see what happens. So you guys can see ZoneAlarm as a plugin into the browser, same as GData. Okay guys, sorry for that. I just had to quickly disable smart screen again. Seems like it enables itself after each update. Okay, so now we're just reopening up all the pages again. Okay, so we start waiting for GData. Okay, so now on ZoneAlarm. Okay, seems like this one is not stopped. Okay, seems like this one is not stopped either as well. Okay, virus attack blocked. Yeah. Okay, so that one didn't load. This one opened. This one opened. Same for this one. This one was blocked. I must say the block pages looks a bit outdated. Doesn't look as modern. This one was not blocked. Not blocked. So instead of Google, it's Goodbye. Okay, so we've got a fake Facebook. Not blocked, not blocked. Okay, doesn't seem like ZoneAlarm did any good in the website test, unfortunately. We only have 3 block pages, and that's that. On GData, let's see what happened here. This one's not blocked. This one was blocked, not blocked, blocked. Seems like it might be down, blocked, might be down, blocked, might be down, blocked. Okay, so it seems like GData didn't do too bad. So it seems like we only have 1, 2, 3 pages for. Okay, so 5 pages not blocked for GData, 3 pages only blocked for ZoneAlarm. The majority were not blocked, so not really good. Let's look at Sophos. Okay, Sophos did not block this one either. Let's see if it blocks this one. Okay, most probably gonna need the Telegram app again. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so not blocked, not blocked, not blocked, 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 not blocked, blocked, blocked. Okay, so let's count the not blocks. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Don't really see anything here. 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so I would say the clear winner here is GData. GData did much better than any of these other two. So unfortunately, very similar results for Sophos and ZoneAlarm, so not really great at all. So yeah, GData is the clear winner in the browsing. Now we're going to do the malware execution. Okay, so this one seems to be running fairly quickly. Let's jump Sophos. Yeah, Sophos seems a bit slower. Let's move this to the side. Okay, so that's going to see how GData is going to do. Like I said, I've always had issues with GData, hence why I haven't really tested it. I haven't really found a way. Let's see this one. Let's say move to quarantine. Yeah, as you guys can see, it seems like it's stuck again. So I'll need to improvise during this test what I'm going to do with GData. And then it also doesn't want to close. Let's try again. Okay, so malware detected. Let's see if anything is running yet for ZoneAlarm. Doesn't seem like it. Let's see if there's anything for GData. Nope. Sophos is waiting for me. Okay, seems like we have that net support client that's already running. Okay, doesn't seem like there's anything running for ZoneAlarm. Let's see what this is. Okay. Doesn't seem like any threads are running for them really as active as yet. We only have the net support client, ZoneAlarm. Doesn't seem like we have anything. Yeah, as you guys can see, GData is stuck again on the second one. Let me see if I can end this. Yeah, okay, go. So as you guys can see, it's stuck again. So let me attend to this. Let me see if I can make an improvement while I'm doing the test, and then I'll show you guys the final results. Okay guys, so I'm just reporting in that I accidentally clicked on the restart for GData, so I'm just waiting for GData to start up again, and then Sophos shows that it's got no internet connection, so that's definitely malware interference. You guys will notice that we do have quite a bit of samples running here, and obviously it can't contact the server and file size exceeded. So, but yeah, you guys can see that clearly is malicious processes. But yeah, we have a couple of threads running. ZoneAlarm seems to be doing not bad at all. I don't think there is running at this point. Oh, we have this one thread that's running here, but yeah, it's not doing bad at all. So hopefully we can get some good results at the end of the test. But yeah, as I've mentioned, Sophos still no internet access, and we're still fairly early into the test. Just want to see what GData is going to do, and then I'll let you guys know. Okay guys, me again, I'm just checking in. I just want to show you guys a couple of things in case I do lose the results. So on ZoneAlarm, sorry, that's ZoneAlarm. You guys will notice that we've got quite a number of threads running on this machine. So I just wanted to point that out, and I'll show you guys ZoneAlarm later. Same for Sophos. Yeah, we've got a bunch of threads running here. So it's not looking good for Sophos at this point. Seems like we have a Trend Micro wannabe installer there at the bottom of the taskbar. So yeah, so I just want to show that, and then also with GData, it's been an absolute horrible experience testing GData. So it's not really executing the script. It goes like one malware every couple of hours. So then I took it upon myself to execute all the thousands of samples manually, and I only managed to execute a couple of hundred of them. I did open up all the zip files, so I've extracted some of the zips, but I've tried to execute some of the VB scripts, as you guys can see, but the Explorer is not responding, and also to manually do the EXEs, the MSIs, and the Word documents, but I've only managed to do like a little bit of a handful of threads manually, because like now, as you guys can see, the system looks like it's not responding. It's just not working as normal, and you would notice that same with Sophos, that our shortcuts are gone. So our Heatman Pro, Malwarebytes shortcuts here are missing, and that's the same with Sophos. You guys will see that our shortcuts here are missing as well. I'm just waiting for the zip. Okay, so you guys will see. So there's definitely been tampering with the system. So I'll see what I can do with G-Data, but for now I'm just going to wait for Sophos to finish as ZoneAlarm is done with the test, and then I'll let you guys know. Okay guys, I'm just reporting in that Sophos is rebooting, but it is basically done with the test. So we had a lot of things open on the screen, and a lot of funny colors and random colors on the screen. I would have actually liked to show that to you guys, but now it's restarting. Hopefully it does get stuck and I can cancel the restart. But yeah, once it's done, it's back up again. Then we'll look at the results. Okay, so we've seen this message before, and this was one of the colors that I was talking about. So we obviously have that bowl spelled out multiple times, so you guys can see the colors are odd and weird. That's how it was, and there was a bunch of malware running in the processor. So obviously after the reboot, the majority of them are going to be cleared out. But yeah, I just wanted to show this to you guys. Okay, so let's look at the results. Now, I don't know if some of you might have noticed, but we obviously have an issue with our ZoneAlarm VM. ZoneAlarm is MIA. And then we obviously have ransomware infection. So it's been a while to actually get ransomware infection on VMs. Either they'll just be bad infected or they'll just completely crash. But yeah, it's been a while since we had ransomware again. We obviously have all these open ones, but they're actually not just doing anything anymore. Let's just quickly close all of this. Okay, so the ransomware that I identified as, it's been a while since we had Conti. So we normally have Deja Vu or families of the Deja Vu, but now it seems like we have a Conti ransomware, and this must be a fairly new one because there's no way to decrypt it as of yet, and that's normally due to new strains of ransomware. So unfortunately, ZoneAlarm has failed this test. Now, this is what's currently still running on the VM. You guys can see there's quite a number of threads still running. Yeah, so we do have quite a bunch of malware. That was just a file that I used to copy. And then the other thing on the VM is I cannot type anything at all. So the keyboard for this VM is just not working. So unfortunately I cannot type. But I don't really need that. So now let's quickly look at our task manager. Okay, startup items. We have quite a number of startup items. Damn, yeah. So this is quite a lot. I'm not even going to count this, but yeah, just as a quick show, you guys can see there's quite a number of startup items. It might be that either the ransomware is still encrypting or it actually has stopped, but I haven't noticed any more encryption happening. But yeah, as you guys can see, some of the samples are encrypted. Our downloads are encrypted. Documents are encrypted. And our pictures are totally screwed. Okay, so that is ZoneAlarm. Now with Sophos. Not that much malware that's currently running, because obviously it did do a restart, as you guys saw. So it seems like we only have one, maybe two programs that are running. Let's quickly look at our task manager. Okay, user accounts, only my account that's running. Startup items, we do have quite a number of startup items. Looks like these ones are broken. This one seems to be intact. Okay, so let's update the roaming digital pulse. That seems like that one's broken. This one is here. Okay, so there we've got something in libraries. Another one, update the local. Okay, cool. So yeah, as you guys can see, we have a couple of startup items. Not nearly as much as ZoneAlarm, but yeah, we do have a couple of items. And I don't think there is any ransomware issues. Okay, so no infection there. And pictures are good. Okay, so that's that. We're going to hop over to GData. Okay, so with GData, I eventually started executing all the samples manually, which obviously took forever, and my fingers are still stiff. Executing a couple of thousand samples is no joke, doing it manually. But eventually, as I executed, I would say easily over 1,500 samples, I would say, maybe close to 2,000 samples. Yeah, now the VM is completely, like, utterly not responsive. I don't really think it might be infected. We'll obviously check, but we have obviously a couple of issues here. So as you guys can see, this EDB. Here we can see a couple of issues here. Here we can see quite a bunch of malware that's on this side that's not been rated, but we have the rating for these two files here. But yeah, as you guys can see from here onwards, we do have quite a number of threads still running. Let's see if we can actually get Task Manager open. I think it actually did not want to open. Oh, we actually have still things open at back. Okay, anywho, no additional user accounts, it seems. Startup items. Okay, while we wait, that's when we install these ones. But yeah, as you guys can see, installing doesn't seem that slow. Oh no, we've already installed it. Okay, so we are still not responding. Okay guys, so I've tried Task Manager numerous times. As you guys can see, I have quite a number of them open. I really want to see what the startup items are. As for myself, I'm quite curious to see how many of them are there. I wanted to show you guys, but as soon as I click on the startup tab, that's when Startup Manager starts not responding. Doesn't matter if I restart Explorer. This is as far as we get. But I really wanted to see how many there are. Obviously, we might be able to see how many of them are left after the restart. But yeah, so I would have really liked to check. But yeah, we're not really getting anywhere with this. As soon as you click on startup items, then it not responds. Okay, cool. So I'm going to give it like another minute. If not, then I'm just going to restart them. Then we'll update them and start the full scans. Okay guys, so just a check-in from me. I'm just waiting for GData to quarantine the malware. It is extremely slow to quarantine threads. You guys will notice now it's on patch.exe. It takes quite some time to move one by one. So there was 3,780 samples detected. So now we're on the local temps of all the zip files. Yeah, so we only managed to move that a little bit, but now, yeah, it's taking extremely long to quarantine the threads. So I'm gonna see only there now. It moved to PO purchase order.exe. So you guys saw how long it takes. So from purchase order to this doleful.exe, you guys will see how long it will take to get there. So I'm just gonna leave it overnight. So to quarantine the thread, you guys can see on the progress bar, it's been running now for over 54 minutes. So only there now. So you guys can see it's almost like 10 to 20 seconds per thread. So it's going to take forever. So I'm going to leave it overnight to quarantine the threads. You also notice that the quarantine number keeps jumping, which I find pretty odd. It's 314, now it's 159, so I find it pretty odd that the files on quarantine keeps jumping. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know I'm still waiting for GData to finish the quarantine process. Once it's done, then we'll restart the VMs again. Okay guys, I'm just checking in on again. Now you guys can see what time it is, and we have barely made any progress. So only a couple of malware was removed, so I've cancelled it now. So I'm just waiting for the cancel to actually cancel. Then I'm gonna then restart it and then start the third-party opinion scans. The malware that seems to be left, what it's taking long to remove, is the malware on the folder on the desktop. So I've manually deleted that now, so I'm just gonna wait and then we're gonna restart. Okay, let's wrap it up. Now let's quickly see ZoneAlarm. Okay, so obviously we know ZoneAlarm failed the test, and it is obviously going to look the worst. So we've got all these EXEs under app data roaming, local temp, like Microsoft, and etc. Okay, so not looking good. On GData, and it seems like we've got a couple of issues here. Also app data roaming, local temp, so these are all from the zip files. App data roaming, then we've got this pass exe directly under our Windows folder. Local temp. So it looks like the majority of malware is under temp, but we have a couple of malware outside our normal locations. This is Sophos. So Sophos doesn't seem like it has too many. App data local, then we've got the startup menu, and then update local temp, roaming. Okay, cool, so not too bad. On NPE for ZoneAlarm, seems we've got 49 problems. So yeah, got quite a number of stuff under the temp, and then roaming, etc. Okay, for Sophos, seems like we've got 24 issues. So there's that client 32 that we saw on the program data, update the roaming, local temp, app data roaming, that net.exe, local temp roaming under public. So we've got quite a number of issues here on Sophos. If we hop over to GData, seems like we've got 16 problems. Update local temp, roaming, update temp. It's that pass.exe that we saw with Heatmap Pro. Scheduled tasks, and yeah, okay, cool. So we've got a couple of problems there. Okay, on ZoneAlarm, we have 43 issues. So update the local Microsoft, you can see that exe there. Local, update the roaming, and then under Windows, then system 32, but seems like no registry keys. Okay, on GData, seems like we only got 3 issues, 2 local update the roaming, and then obviously our Komodo kill switch, only 2 problems actually. The Komodo one does not count. I think that was the same for ZoneAlarm. Now we're going to hop over to Sophos. Sophos got 213, but I think a lot of it is malware that's still in the recycle bin that I didn't clean up. So it seems like we have quite a number of malware here under the recycle bin. So yeah, so it's not that many actually. Yeah, so a lot of it is actually on the recycle bin. Okay, so here we've got our first one, directly under my user profile, update the local roaming, the Komodo one, so -1, and then a couple of scheduled tasks, and that's that. Yeah, so there's 291 items I did not clean from the recycle bin. Now on ZoneAlarm, the ESET quick scan, so I only did quick scans for all 3 of them. Found 5 issues, so it's the local data, Microsoft, app data roaming, then malware in memory. After the next restart will be cleaned, and then order start locations. For Sophos, we got a little bit more issues, obviously, of the recycle bin. from here on, it's app data local temp, and then also spy agent in memory. You're going to close that, close app. Then GData quick scan found no problems. So that's no problems there. We'll close the application. Now ZoneAlarm, 95 issues. So desktop autopilot. So there's that program there. So let's quickly see app data. Okay, app data. So here we've got under our Windows installer a couple of MSIs. But according to Malwarebytes, we've got registry keys. MSI Soft did not pick up any registry keys. So yeah, obviously this is obvious results for ZoneAlarm. Now with GData, seems like we only got 3 problems. So we've got this VBS under Windows, and then we've got this text file, and then an exe under app data roaming as well. Now, last but not least, we're going to go over back to Sophos, 173, obviously due to recycle bins. We'll just skip kind of all to the bottom. Okay, so then we've got app data loc. I'm just scrolling up a little bit again. Okay, so here we've got program data, app data. So a couple of problems there, and then quite a number of registry keys. And we'll close that. Oops, not maximize, lose it. Oh, I don't open the. Okay, so on ZoneAlarm, we're going to see if there's any additional user accounts running. Nope, doesn't seem like it. Okay, startup items. Obviously, this is a no-brainer. We got quite a number of startup items. Some of them actually seems like they're actually broken. Okay, so actually some of them are actually broken. But nonetheless, it's not looking so good. On the Sophos machine, let's see if we've got any other users. Okay, cool. That's my other user for the basic view. Okay, startup. This one also seems to be broken. This one is intact. Okay, so digital pulse. That's broken. That one is still active. Okay, so we do have a couple of startup items here for Sophos, so not looking too great either. Let's quickly see on ZoneAlarm if there's still any active threads running according to the virus total scores, and if we can spot a malicious process on the eye. I'm just quickly going to go through it, not spending too much time on it. Obviously this PowerShell running is not standard, but it doesn't seem like there's anything active on the machine anymore, so I think the ransomware has done its job and it's obviously self-deleted. Okay, so this is Sophos. Yep, okay, good. So it's still complaining about the client. We've seen this one many times before, being used for malicious intent. Now, let's see, programs, so AdBlock installed. We've got this BBWC, FN Spacer, quite a bunch of Visual C++. That's not part of my VM. Then Screen Connect, which can also be used to connect to the machine, do screenshots and things like that, see what the user is up to, MP4 media, and etc. And then obviously Steam has installed as well. On Sophos, seems like we've got the BBWC as well, Digital Pulse, which we've seen in the startup items, Total Uninstaller, which can maybe be used to try and to uninstall the antivirus solution, I don't know, or they just use it to sideload and mask their purposes. Obviously they can use a program to sideload their malware while a legitimate program is being installed. It can be running in the background, and that's that. Okay, cool. So let's hop over to GData. Okay, so GData, Any other users? Nope, doesn't seem like it. Startup items, seems like we've got this run.bat, which we saw in Malwarebytes. Then we've got the task scaler configuration, so this could be used to just check if the tasks are running and things like that. Maybe I could be wrong. Ad block, Detroit become human trainer.exe, so that's a very short name. So yeah, so we've got obviously Screen Connect that was installed as well. So yeah, we've got a couple of things that are installed. And let's quickly look at our files for GData. Okay, docs seems good. Our download seems good. Our pictures are good. Last but not least, Sophos. Let's see what happened here. And downloads. Okay, seems good. Document seems good. And our picture seems good. Okay, cool guys. So this is the end of this test. So not much to say about ZoneAlarm. I think the evidence speaks for itself. So completely failed the test and not ideal outcome for ZoneAlarm. So a bit disappointing there, considering the checkpoint business endpoint we've seen. I've tested it before and completely different results. Sophos Home, again, not great results by Sophos. Every time I've tested it, I've never been, or let's put it this way, my socks were never knocked off when I've tested Sophos. It's always been either okay or not so great results. So this is again not so great results. But yeah, at least it passed the test. No ransomware infection. It's still working. It's operating, but definitely infected, and yeah, not so great results. On GData, it's a little bit different. We've got a little bit less malware residing on the machine, but again, like with Sophos, we've got startup items, we've got malware outside our normal locations. I can pick up sometimes on the GData machine a random CMD window will come up and then disappear as well. Oh, I don't think I've checked for malicious processes for GData. Let's quickly do that. So, and also bear in mind, not all the malware executed for GData because of the issues that I had in the test. So I would say roughly a guesstimate, maybe 60%, 65% of all the malware. If I say all the malware, I mean Windows documents, zip files, MSI, fileless malware, PDF files, blah, blah, blah. So all of those categories, I would say about 60-65% of the samples were executed. So in Sophos defense, GData had it a little bit easier. So let's quickly check. Nope, doesn't seem like it. Okay, cool. So yeah, so GData I would say is the winner here, but with a pinch of salt is, as I've mentioned, it has not executed all the malware, so at least 40% of the samples, roughly about 40% of the samples, it did not have to defend against. So let's just keep that in mind. I'll see what I can do with GData in the future, if I can get the test streamlined a little bit better, but yeah, it was a bit anal to test. But even though 60% of the samples, not super great results, but not bad either, considering it was at least over 1,500 or so samples that it did face, and the results ain't bad. So definitely better than Sophos. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the test. I'll be working on some other tests. There's a new version of a certain product that I want to test. I'm not going to give it away what the name is, but there's a vendor released a new version of the software. So I would like to be testing that. It's still a beta version, but yeah, I'll be testing that soon. But yeah, thanks again guys for watching. All the new guys, welcome to the channel. All the current guys, thanks again for staying committed, watching the videos, liking the videos, and yet again, share them, get them out there so that people can see the tests that are being done to these products. And if you guys like it, like the videos and share them. So thanks again guys for all the support. I really appreciate it. And up until next time, thanks again for watching and have a fantastic day.